कब वे शिखर सम्मेलन में भाग लेंगे?
Okay, so we have live visuals of Prime Minister Modi leaving for Johannesburg, as you can see on your screens as well. That's Prime Minister Modi leaving for a 3-day trip to South Africa to attend the BRICS Summit in Johannesburg. It's very important because it's going to be the first in-person meeting to be held after 2019, after 3 years of COVID pandemic. And right now, as you can see on your screens, that's Prime Minister Modi leaving for Johannesburg. He tweeted out as well that he is leaving to attend the BRICS Summit. What we are expecting is he will be going to Greece after Johannesburg. We are expecting him to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping as well to hold bilateral talks, but we don't have any substantiated information about that. But we are expecting him to meet Xi Jinping in Johannesburg as well. Right now, as you can see, Prime Minister Modi there leaving for Johannesburg for BRICS Summit 2023. Coming back to you, Abhishek, who continues to be with me on the broadcast. Abhishek, why is that altogether so important that Prime Minister Modi is going to Greece as well? And as Aman mentioned earlier, it's the first time after 40 years that an Indian Prime Minister will be flying to Greece as well.
Of course, see, Greece happens to be engaged with India about since 2000 years long. I mean, there is a history, and we all know that India and Greece had a connect, even during the time of Sikandar and in Ashoka also. But those trade connect, those cultural connect had been lost in the time in the current context, if we say. And India and Greece, they don't share that much of strong partnership in terms of trade, of people-to-people exchange or cultural exchanges. So to enhance that, this visit is going to be very important. Prime Minister is also going to have a diaspora event where he will be, addressing the people of Indian origin in that region. And also, India and Greece are trying to explore an opportunity where Indian presence in the Mediterranean can be enhanced, and there could be a direct, trade link that can happen from India to Greece, and that can further India's reach to the market of other European countries. So in that context, Greece is becoming very important and crucial part of India's overall plan where it wants to have market access of Europe and the other part of the world also. And Prime Minister Modi, as we mentioned, that he's been going there after almost like 46 years. So that also says India's Indian Prime Minister's keenness to engage with new partners around the world. Greece happens to be one of the important partners in the European Union also. So engaging with Greece will also mean that India is, engaging with Europe. So strategically, economically, India and Greece partnership or the Prime Minister visit to Greece is going to give some boost to India-Greece bilateral relationship in multiple directions.
Well, Siddhant, coming back to you, not so long ago, while doing a press conference, Foreign Secretary Vinay Kwatra actually talked about the theme for this year. Could you tell us more about the key takeaways from that press conference apart from the theme?
Well, yes, Foreign Secretary spoke on many issues with regard to Prime Minister's visit to Johannesburg to attend the BRICS Summit and then to Greece. When it comes to the overall understanding of this particular visit, then a BRICS Summit is important because India doesn't want to isolate any of the grouping. India doesn't want it to be seen as a country in getting more inclined towards West, and that is perhaps the reason that Prime Minister is attending BRICS in person, in personal capacity, and perhaps time and again India has been doing this messaging that India is committed for BRICS grouping. India is serious for the BRICS grouping. Second, as far as the Greece is concerned, then India and Greece has a civilizational ties, as Abhishek was pointing out, and Prime Minister is also going to be taking a diaspora meeting in Greece. And largely, if you talk about the purpose of this visit to Greece, then it has more to do with security and defense cooperation between India and Greece, since Greece has a shipping line. Many companies in Greece are shipbuilders. They are perhaps are the leaders in the shipping industry. So that could be the area of discussion when both leaders will sit down for bilateral talks. So it is largely, this visit of Prime Minister Modi to Greece is largely it has more to do with security and defense cooperation that was cleared by Foreign Secretary Vinay Kwatra yesterday during a press conference. Then this is for the first time that an Indian Prime Minister is going to Greece after 40 years. So it has taken 40 years for an Indian Prime Minister to go to Greece, and that actually talks about Prime Minister Modi's foreign policy, that how every country on the globe, on the map, is important for him. Yes. And whenever he is returning to India after attending multilateral event, he makes sure that he visits some other country en route India. So that has been his dedication for the foreign policy. That has been his way of doing foreign policy. That he tries to cover maximum number of countries, and he tries to meet in person with the head of the state of maximum number of countries on globe. So this time around, after completing the Johannesburg schedule, after attending the BRICS Summit, he's going to go to Greece, where there's going to be a bilateral with his counterpart. He's also going to address the Indian diaspora, and there's a lot of excitement in Greece, the way we could sense the excitement in South Africa with large publicity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Indian community is very excited. In fact, I was listening to some of the members from the Indian diaspora in South Africa. They want Prime Minister Narendra Modi to promote Ayurveda through BRICS grouping. So they are already excited. The Indian community, which have been living in South Africa from maybe last 3-4 generations, and have a very have a civilizational ties with India, are very excited to welcome Prime Minister Modi. Back to you.
Okay, Siddhant. Coming back to you, Aman, I want to understand from you, as we were talking about that statement from Foreign Secretary Vinay Kwatra coming. He also mentioned a very important point. He talked about a business delegation accompanying Prime Minister Modi to attend some of the business meetings. Could you please throw some light on that as well?
Well, obviously, I think business is always a very, very key aspect of every Prime Minister's foreign visit. Whenever the PM goes abroad, the business leg of the meeting, where he interacts with the select CEOs of the country he's visiting, or the business delegation that goes from India, becomes very, very key, because key businesses of both the, obviously, finance and, increasing the business ties between both countries is an important part of the agenda. So even we will see this time in the BRICS Summit also, that there are meetings of the BRICS Business Council, there's a meeting of the BRICS Business Forum, and a business delegation from India is also traveling for the same. Both leaders would also address the key businesses of both the countries after the delegation level talks, and I think that is going to be very interesting. What happens what are the big takeaways from the BRICS Summit this time? Because also this is the era of post-COVID recovery, economic recovery for all over the world. So in a way, India being the leading, fastest growing economy in the world right now after COVID, every country is also looking at a close partnership with India when it comes on the front of business and economy. So in a way, the business level delegation also becomes very crucial. And let's see if there are some good takeaways from this visit on the issue of business and finance.
Definitely. Aman, Abhishek and Siddhant, I'll request you to please hold on, because we'll decode all the small details and corners of this crucial BRICS Summit with you.